do any other little things, please use the sort of the side aisles and not cross here in front. We'll appreciate that very much. The first act on the show this afternoon is a fellow I met in Cincinnati in '77. And I wasn't hard to remember his name, because back in my day they had a tough guy known as Pretty Boy Floyd. And I always associated Lee's name, but Lee isn't that way at all. He's just a hell of a tall, handsome boy. In fact, he's got fingers about way out to there, you know. Well, you ought to hear what his girlfriend says about them. Yeah, it's like me. I always give him a fighting chance. Put my mittens on. No, Lee has had some great experiences in his life. He's been a part of the new Christie Minstrels. At 16 years of age, he opened up out in Disneyland out in California, and by Disneyland, he got to Florida for Disney World. So here's a young guy. He's I'm not going to tell you what his age is because I'm kind of jealous of it. Let's give Lee Floyd just a heck of a big welcome. Come on.
Thank you, folks. How's everybody doing today? I got to say, this is probably the most exciting FIGA convention that there ever was. Wouldn't you agree to that? I'm very honored to be the first one on the agenda. They even got a TV camera. Before I get started, I'd just like to say one thing. Hi, Mom. Oh, and I'd like to dedicate this to a very distinguished gentleman, and I'm very sure that all of us are very pleased that he's here, Mr. Perry Bechtel. This is for Perry, and I think we ought to officially dedicate this whole convention in honor of Mr. Perry Bechtel. I thought I did this backstage.
You gotta weld it.
Okay, start the tape over. Thank you. That's just to get the fingers warmed up. That was a tune called Rosetta. Right now, it's my distinguished pleasure to bring up one of my best friends ever. His name is Andrew Fielding, and he's going to accompany me on a tune that we played out in Sacramento a couple of years ago. We played the banjo convention out there, and Muriel Roger is here, who helps organize that. I'm sure she'll remember it. It's a very pretty tune called Dear Heart. And where is Andrew? Come on up here. How about a hand for Andrew Fielding? You'll notice he's using an ohm banjo, and I asked him before he came up here if he had his ohm pick, so I didn't have to give him one. I know, it's a bad joke. You want to hear another bad joke? Right before I came up here, my fiancée, Sue, told me that I was a beginner. What's she mean by that, a beginner? And she said, well, you're beginning the show today. So that is a bad joke. I liked it anyway. Here it is, Dear Heart.
Yes. Come in for a tune-up.
The great Andrew Fielding. More. I'm sure Andrew will be up in a little while to do his own thing. For those of you who don't know, he works at Rosie O'Grady's here in town with Randy Morris and a whole bunch. I've had a couple of requests to do a tune off of my album called Hava Nagila, and we're going to try to do that. Thank you very much. You're most responsive, and it's most appreciated. Right now, I'd like to bring up my partner in crime here, who recorded this album on our album. It's called the Limehouse Blues, and he's going to play his tenor banjo. And what happened to that ohm banjo? I'd like to play that ohm. Did it go backstage there? Huh. It went ohm. Okay. I'd like to get in a little plug for Jeff Wood and the ohm banjos. I've had the opportunity to play them a couple of times since I've been here, and it is a rather fine instrument. And as Andrew says, ohm is where the art is. I think that's a very good way to put it.
Help!
Oh, Andrew, you want to
Play the piano on this.
Andrew plays the piano also, too,
No rest.
in addition.
Ready? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
What are we doing first?
Limehouse and
First and last.
Oh.
I'm gonna do 2 songs at the same time.
Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4.
guitar again. Must say this place got me mixed up. The guy who was sitting there just a minute ago was up here. He plays banjo, piano. I don't know what these guys play. They're young, full of enthusiasm, musical knowledge. The next guy coming up has got musical knowledge, I'll tell you that. I met Herman in Cincinnati, too. I met his wife. Boy, what nice people they are. He's a great guy. You know, he really is. He's a great guy. All right. It's Dots. Haven't seen them since I was a little